And we're back! We are joined by our most brutal guest ever, Mr. Jason Evans, the vocalist of UK slam metal kings, Ingested.
How are we all doing? Thanks for having me on.
Fucking right,
metal.
mate. Fucking right.
Fucking right, mate. Fucking right.
Slam King. Hold him up close. Hold him up close. Let him see. Let the world see who the Slam King is, good sir. There you go, baby. There you go.
Sick.
The Slam King. Yes.
I love it. Hopefully you were able to soak in a little bit of the new music we suggested that we were going to talk about today.
Yes, I did.
I am curious to know if you're a fan of this guy at all, but we're going to start this episode like every episode.
Here we go.
The Tekashi 6ix9ine checkup. Tekashi, our boy 6ix9ine, went live last night. Had 790,000 people, which is only 90 more than we had.
No, sir. No, it got right under 1 million. It was at 930 for quite some time.
Oh, that must have been by the time he was talking about Snoop Dogg, because when he was talking about Future, it peaked at 790, and I had to check out.
He was asking Nicki to come in, and Nicki came in, and they were talking about Queen.
Oh, she
son.
did!
Queen, son.
I figured she didn't want it to have anything to do with him after the song, but if you've been living under a rock, Tekashi 6ix9ine and Nicki Minaj dropped a new song and video called Trolls. The video is dope. Her ass is still dope. The song, it might be Tekashi's best song yet. It shows his incredible vocal range, the way he switches up his styles. If he stays alive, I think he's definitely in the running for a Grammy.
Okay, if he stays alive, all right.
Are you for real?
About staying alive or the Grammy?
Oh, hang on.
Oh wait! Oh shit!
Oh, he knocked over his tea. It's over.
Oh no!
The whole podcast is over. All right, thanks everyone for joining us.
Take it easy, guys.
We tried our best.
Sorry, guys. My audio just went in. There we go. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're back.
I couldn't tell then whether you were being serious or sarcastic then.
He's being sarcastic. Well,
it's a little bit of both.
Look for that.
So I actually enjoy Tekashi's music, but he's a huge troll. He's the most controversial figure in music. And yeah, did you listen to the song? Do you like it?
I did listen to the song. He's just, he's a dickhead though, isn't he? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes, we do.
Like,
we do.
Fucking hell. I mean, I watched the whole song, I watched the whole video, and all I got from it was, oh, Nicki Minaj has got nice tits. That's cool. That was literally it. I was just like, who is this fucking knobhead, man? Like, I thought he was in fucking jail. What happened to that?
He got out of jail because he has asthma, and the coronavirus pandemic opened up a door for a lot of convicts like him to get released early. So he was released. He's in not protective custody, but he's on house arrest. He has an ankle bracelet. He's not allowed to go a whole lot of places, so they kind of just film everything at his house. But you know, great guy. Great guy.
He sounds like an absolute dream. He sounds like an absolute twat. That's what he sounds like.
I'd let my daughter date him.
You know, I will say.
Oh, you.
I will say, if you thought that in 2020 I would be even considering giving 6ix9ine any praise whatsoever, I would tell you that I thought you were fucking crazy. But now you're giving me 6ix9ine, 69, right? I mean, come on, with Nicki Minaj, what the fuck is going on? And I feel like that if that's not enticing enough to get any like warm-blooded American riled up, right? Just to get them fucking even going, even more than what's going on right now, you give them not only a song, you give them a video, and you show them Nicki Minaj's ass for days, son. And I'll tell you, the reason that we respect 6ix9ine over here is because of his hustle, sir. And you know, you are the Slam King. He right now may be the Hustle King, to be completely honest.
Play.
But the Grammy, questionable. I will say that. Yeah, I'm giving you that. It's questionable on the Grammy.
Okay, so he's not going to win a Grammy at all.
He is the troll king. He's the troll king, and this whole troll mantra that he's doing is beautiful, and he's playing into it. He's fucking playing into it. And the song title, magnifique.
Well,
love it.
Look at it this way. It kept my attention till the end of the video. I watched the whole fucking thing through.
Yeah, you did.
Have you ever listened to him before?
Yes.
You should listen to Gooba, and you should watch that video, because that video is bananas. Bananas, sir. Gooba, watch it.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do it on my to-do list.
bananas, sir. If that's the only thing you do regarding 6ix9ine for the rest of your life, watch that video. Preferably like replay it a couple times, but yeah.
All right. Right.
When you come back to America and you go through New Jersey, just hit him up because he'll probably post his address on the internet again and ask him to do a collab. I think Ingested and Tekashi would be.
Is he fucking doxing himself now? What? Like, what's
No,
He
what
accidentally revealed his address and had to get relocated.
he went out on his balcony. He got a nice place in like this secluded area that was like in a community, right?
I think he was on Jersey Shore, dude. I think he was at the Jersey Beach.
Wherever. He goes in the backyard on his porch and just has like these camera people out there taking photos of him, and he's just got all his shit, money everywhere, all his shit, and this girl is just filming him from her balcony. And she's like, "Oh my god, 6ix9ine is in my backyard. Oh my god, this is crazy. Oh my god, guys." And she's like running around, and of course the internet is just like fucking figuring out where she's at, you know, and it's just, of course. So he had to be moved less than 24 hours of being in his undisclosed location because
he's not exactly a hard man to spot, is he?
He's
like,
not.
You know what I
He's
mean?
not. That's the beauty of it.
Put a hat on, mate. Just put a fucking hat on.
It wouldn't matter because he's got the braids down that are rainbow colored now. So you can't put a guy like that in witness protection when you have a giant 6ix9ine on your face.
Oh my god, next level.
We call those defining features here in the in the profiling world, you know. So
yeah, Trolls, great song. Tekashi showing the most range he might have ever shown. It's definitely a pop song. It's gonna chart pretty high. Go check that out. Amir also announced that they're putting out a new album. Hindsight will be due out June 26th. They dropped a song called I've Seen God, and it was really clever because they spelled scene like a scene kid. Have you heard it? Do you like Amir?
I really like Amir.
Fuck yes.
I don't think I've heard that song. The last new one that I heard was Gypsy Disco.
Yeah.
And wow, it was amazing.
Gypsy Disco will be on the same album. I think there's 4 songs available right now for you to listen to. I've Seen God is dope. I think there's a little bit of nuance, like new shit in it from Amir. There's some vocal effects, a slow motion talking. It sounds pretty cool. I dug it a lot. I think their record's going to fucking murder when it comes out.
Yeah.
Brian, did you?
I did listen to it. You know me, I'm gonna eat up anything Amir puts out just because it's Amir. And I think that I almost have to say that Frankie has been the kind of guy that he'll wait for this weird time in like the music world to release songs, and all of them will have like that Frankie touch to them, and that's what I think is going on here. And I'm intrigued to see what they've got, because I think that every time they put something out, it's something different. And we got on that conversation last week with Attila, or a couple weeks ago. And
yeah, their new single's a lot different.
Yeah, both their albums I'm fucking super hyped for. Super hyped.
I would agree. This might be more of a US topic because I found out a couple minutes before showtime that you don't actually have these in the UK. But Chuck E. Cheese looks like it might be closing its doors.
Really?
Yeah, are you familiar with Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, I've never been to one, but I'm aware of what it is. Like we've passed by them like many a time.
Well, if you
it's like a pretty much like a really long-standing restaurant chain, isn't it?
It's pretty old. I was told the UK version would be Wacky Warehouse, maybe?
Yeah, pretty much. There's barely any of them, if there even is any of them left anymore in the UK.
Well, Chuck E. Cheese seems to have been dying out for a while. They're always located in like bad parts of town, and they're run down. The animatronic band still scares the fuck out of me to this day, and I'm 32. I remember the last time I went there, I thought their pizza was really good, but I was also 11. They've been selling their pizza on Uber Eats under a completely different name. I don't remember what it was. It was something like Piscatelli's Pizzeria or something. It was like a loophole they were going through because nobody wants to eat fucking Chuck E. Cheese pizza during a pandemic. But yeah, birthdays are going to suck now, and child molesters are going to have to find a new place to go.
Whoa.
Oh, too far? It's right. They number the kids now, so you can't do that. Yeah.
I heard in 2012 they actually replaced the animatronic bands with actual people. So who knows how many, molesters got hired at Chuck E. Cheese? You know what I'm saying?
That's even more horrible. But I only bring up child molesters so I can seamlessly segue into Austin Carlile and Of Mice and Men.
What a wonderful segue.
In case you've been living Shots fired. You heard it, Austin. I haven't liked you since 2009. Suck it. If you've been living under a rock for the past 3 days, then now's the time for you to find out that all your favorite scene bands are being canceled.
Cancel.
If they weren't racist, like Norma Jean or that asshole that got kicked out of the Ghost Inside, then they're definitely fucking minors and doing horrible things to women. Austin Carlile has been brought up on a slew of stories so far. No charges, unfortunately, but a bunch of stories that indicate that he has sexually assaulted people. He has had sex with underage girls. A lot of interesting shit there. Alternative Press magazine was supposed to print a story on this. They announced they would. They later reneged. They said that because of legal reasons, which me and Bryan took to mean that they could be liable because there's no pending investigation into any of these, they decided not to print the story at all. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if they're suppressing facts. I don't know if they're doubting or victim shaming, but it's pretty shitty if you ask me, especially if you announced you were going to have a story, because people want this brought to light, especially the victims that were brave enough to tell their stories. They want people to know that, hey, this guy uses his band and his stature in the band to get women, and oftentimes they're underage. The exact same thing as far as the underage aspects has happened with Mike Fuentes, the drummer of Pierce the Veil. He was found out in 2017 that he was having relations with underage girls, soliciting nudes from underage girls. And I'm talking girls that are like 15, 16 years old. So it's not a case of, oh, she lied about her age. Like, he knew how old she was when she turned 18. He stopped messing with her, things like that. He took a step back from music, wasn't seen for a while, came back last year in a video drumming in the background of a Vic Fuentes video, suggesting that he was still in the band. The band hasn't done anything since all these allegations. So I want to know what you guys think about these scene bands being canceled right now. Have you ever witnessed this sort of thing? Any other bands that should be called out? I'm wondering where Craig Owens is. Has anyone checked on Craig?
Hey-o!
Like, please protect Craig.
Our boy Craigifer in the scene. From you first, Jason. Anything?
Yeah.
What do you? Yeah.
Well, I heard about the Of Mice and Men one the other day, but the other ones, like, obviously, like when you were saying it then about Pierce the Veil, like I tried to look into it to find out what's going on, but like I couldn't find anything like on YouTube or anything. So
interesting.
What's actually happened with that?
Mikey Whiskey Hands, aka Mike Fuentes, as soon as he started having, like, popping off a little rap career and guest featuring on albums, it came out from a few of his victims that he was messing around with a 15-year-old girl. Since she was 15, he was messing with her, getting nudes from her, having sexual relations with her, and then there was another girl. So there's 2 stories out that he's messed with minors. That's a big no-no. I think it's especially predatory when you use your position in a band that young people of that age will idolize, and then you have your way in to manipulate them, especially into something sexual like that. It's wrong on every level. So I personally have a problem with that shit.
Well, it happens everywhere, doesn't it? You see it in look at fucking Harvey Weinstein. There's the biggest one. Like, it's fucking happening at every level. Because wherever anyone can be, what would you say, put on a pedestal, so to speak, wherever anybody could idolize someone, there's always like a way that someone could take advantage. Do you know what I mean? So it's fucking
it's always
happening
people
everywhere,
in some sort of power.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They're in a band, they have power over the fans.
Yeah.
They're a producer in Hollywood, they have power over their employees.
Yes.
It's predatory.
Whoa. Okay, so hey, check it out. In the chat, we've got Nick Ostrovsky saying, how about CJ McCreery from Lorna Shore? He was a sexual predator, and not to mention that he was also abusive and racist.
Was he the guy that was kicked out? Is he currently in the band?
No, he was kicked out.
Okay.
Right, okay.
I have heard
He was
about
kicked
that.
out.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, there was loads of shit, like loads of fucking shit flying around, like allegations of all kinds of shit. So
the power of influence is what we're referring to, right? When we're having this discussion of these people in these positions of like power, and when I mean, who are you going to influence more than young kids, right?
Exactly.
Like, that's a known going into the industry, in the sense that you have to be aware of that. You have to be able to recognize signs. You have to be able to recognize that type of behavior because it's prevalent, unfortunately, right? And the scene kind of, in a way, you know, the bands of that generation are younger, and it's just something that needs to be brought to attention more. And I think that there are probably going to be a lot more of these cases, right? I feel like the world in itself is changing.
It's not over.
It's definitely
not all over. Yeah, and we're seeing a changing of whatever guard, and it's just we're gonna start seeing more and more of it. What's surprising to me is the support that is coming out from certain parts of the community, right? When I say community, I'm just gonna say the music community, right? Whether it be high end, you know, major label shit, to the indie scene that we're involved in, across the board. A lot of people intersect in different areas, and it's a problem. And there are certain parts of the community that I don't think are supporting the problem, or are supporting fixing the problem. If anything, they may be enabling it. And a lot of people are pointing the finger at AP. You know, and from a professional standpoint, I understand why they probably did have to pull that information. But at the same time, as journalists and as people that are seeking out the truth, and for a publication that is probably the most prominent publication in the scene, you have a duty, I think, to draw attention to those things. You have a duty to maybe say, hey, what the fuck, and what can we do to like make sure that this isn't accurate, or we are fixing this issue, whatever it may be. And that can go not even just for the underage stuff, but again, the racist shit that's coming out right now, you know. There's a lot of swift action, and that swift action is, I think, necessary, right? But there's more swift action to be had as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the good thing is now is like, it's like you said before, there seems to be a changing of the guard where people are feeling more and more like they can speak up about any of these things, about like sexual assault, about like racism, like any kind of abuse. It seems to be that more and more people are finding the courage to fucking speak up and say, look, this has fucking happened to me. Like, something needs to be fucking done about it. It's like, I guess, like you said, I can understand from like a legal point of view, maybe, why AP didn't run that story. Because if there's no, like, obviously I guess in American law, it's sort of like they can
stories that they didn't want to believe.
Real quick to just sum that up. I mean, so yeah, there's
everything's reversed.
There's libel and slander, which are two big ones here, right? And whether there's
liable,
right? Well, whether there's anything going on, there's definitely a presence of information, right? And I mean, Austin Carlile, without really being in any type of like legal trouble, can turn around and you know, press charges or say, hey, you're slandering my name. You're
allegedly. And I don't have the facts on this because, again, this is only stories and hearsay. Allegedly, Austin Carlile has either sued or threatened to sue his victims for telling these stories. So what AP claimed was that a lot of people who told their stories originally were not available for callbacks, no longer wanted to participate, and that some people were silenced. I saw a girl on Twitter, and I had to tell her a lot of people think the same way as her. She was calling out AP, saying, like, you're telling us that we know he's a sexual predator, but we don't believe your story. And so it's insulting to the victims who have the hardest time coming forward to speak this. What needs to be pointed out as well is, if you're in a band and you find a band member that's doing this kind of shit, they're texting underage girls, they're soliciting nudes, like scumbag shit, then your band is at a disadvantage. When that comes out, it's going to be bad press. Your band is dead in the water. I know there was a metal band, Ovid's Withering. They had a child molester in the band. It killed the whole fucking band. You need to nip it in the butt and kick these people out of your band immediately.
Absolutely.
Misfortune.
And I feel bad for the band members because a lot of the times they have nothing to do with this shit. It's just a rogue band member goes off on his own, keeps it from his bandmates. I know this happened recently with my friends Palais Royale. They had to kick out a touring member because he was sending inappropriate things to minors. And while he's gone and being dealt with, I feel bad for the remaining members because now if you had any new fans, they might not know the difference. They might not know who it was in the band.
Well, look at Lost Prophets.
I see Ian Watkins' name is being brought up in the chat right now. Yeah.
There you go. Lost Prophets.
But hey, and that was creepy baby shit. That one that one was fucking too much, man. That one I was like, oh.
Well,
really?
all of it's too fucking much, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The mother gave her baby up to him with the intent for him to.
There you go. There you go. Like, look at that shit. That's the shit that you're talking about. It's like, who the fuck is putting someone on a fucking pedestal like that where you'd give like your own fucking child? Like,
you gotta be mentally ill.
It's like, because I'm a dad myself, so like, it's like that shit. It's like, how the fuck could you do that? It's like, like, honestly, like, it fucking defies fucking belief.
I hear stories all the time from people in bands that tell me, especially back in like 08, 09, 2010, like, oh, I hooked up with this girl. She said she was this age. It turned out she was this age. And I know a lot of girls out there can go to a show and tell you they're whatever age they want. The cases we're talking about right now have absolutely nothing to do with that.
These are premeditated shit, isn't it?
Premeditated. They knew how old these girls were. And I think in Mike Fuentes' case that he was going after someone young, that it seemed when she turned 18, he had no interest in her anymore. So that worries me that, like, look, you're in a band I respect, that I love. I thought you were a great drummer, and now I have a problem listening to you. Now I can't take your rap career seriously because you screwed yourself. You've done disgusting shit that I don't support. It's a way to tank your career. I don't think it's worth it. Like, you have to be mentally ill to risk your career to go and want to have relations with a 15-year-old.
You've got to be fucking mentally ill to do that anyway.
And we talk on a line of being fans of music, right? And being, we're diehards to a degree. And we talked about the lengths that you'll go as a fan to support certain music. And there's a line that fans have to draw. And if you're not finding yourself needing to draw that line on certain situations or certain arguments, right? This is definitely, I think, a very definitive one. And, that's a big message that's sent when a band, regardless of, whether it's one member or more, but they're being held accountable. And again, if you know about it and you're letting it go on and it's a known thing within a scene and your band is still, out there touring, then you're at fault. You're very much at fault.
You're enabling it.
Exactly.
I also want to bring up one more point about Austin Carlile before we get off the disgusting shit. Austin claimed to have Marfan's disease back in like 2009, 2010, and he left his band on more than one occasion. I thought it was really strange that he left a band at its peak. I thought it was really strange that he then returned to the band when this disease prevented him from touring, yet he came back and toured. So I've been saying a lot of mean shit about Austin for years and years. That doesn't make me some expert. That doesn't make me right on this. But I've always thought something was strange about him, especially considering the story Attack gave me when they kicked him out. They said that when it was bus call, time for them to leave, that they found him for like the third or fourth night in a row fucking some other girl that wasn't his girlfriend and wasn't on the bus, and so he got kicked out the band. At one point, Austin moved to Costa Rica. I want to point out that Costa Rica does not extradite to the U.S., so if he did come up on any legal cases in the U.S., he could escape them by continuing to live in Costa Rica. I believe he's back in the States now, but it's food for thought when we're talking about a predator, someone that's preyed on his fans, and just a guy with a chess piece that I overall don't like. Fuck Austin Carlile. Fuck his band. Fuck all his vocals. So, yeah, hopefully he tours again so I can see him face to face. That would make for great content. Why don't these scene bands and these Warped Tour bands act more like these death metal bands? I don't see these death metal bands getting in trouble.
True.
I mean, look at Jason. He's a fucking angel.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done anything wrong in his entire life except for all the things he said on Skinned and Fucked.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The folly of youth.
Did you say troubled youth? Is that what you said?
The folly of youth.
Oh, the folly.
Folly.
Perfect.
Exquisite vocabulary, my friend.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Album reviews. The Acacia Strain. Why? Did you guys listen to this one? Because I have a very short review. It was heavy, and it was heavy while lacking the heavy tuning that they typically have. It's only 2 songs, and I guess it's the end of their EPs they were releasing, so it spelled out Decay. Here I thought it was going to spell Decay Dance, and they were signing to Pete Wentz's record label, but I was disappointed on that one. What'd you guys think of the EP?
I really like it. I think it's the best thing that they've put out since Wormwood, to be honest.
Oh, you like Wormwood?
I love Wormwood.
I like Wormwood is my second favorite album only because Death is the Only Mortal tops it by that much.
Fair shout.
Mouth of the River. Oh, Mouth of the River. So brutal.
Well, I listened to the two new tracks that they put out. I listened to them today, and they're fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
absolutely phenomenal. Like all that dark melody and shit that they've added into it is just, and the tone in his vocals and Vincent's vocals, it's like, oh, I love it.
He's getting creative. And they had, so Courtney LaPlante was also on one of the tracks, right?
Yes.
So you can't fucking ignore that. She was on one of the tracks. Plus, you have, I agree with you. I think this is their best release. I am a Wormwood fan. I think that I was also a fan of their EP they did, where they did it with fucking... God damn, it's failing me now, but they did a split EP with another band where they covered each other's tracks, and it was phenomenal. And I think when Acacia Strain's allowed to be creative is when they shine. When they're allowed to kind of do these weird off, like, not off-topic things, but they're just being creative. Like, this is fucking weird. A 5-track or a 5-release 2-song, that creates a whole album. And we got it over the span of like a month and a half, 2 months. And each one is a little different. It kind of reminds me, I don't know if you're a post-hardcore fan, but Thrice did this with 4 EPs a while back.
We got a Thrice reference, everyone. Someone knows me $5.
Boom. There we go,
This
baby.
guy brings up Thrice every fucking show, dude.
Not every show,
You're a big Thrice fan, yeah.
This is number 2. Anyways, but they did
loves
kind of
Thrice,
same thing.
sucks Thrice.
I do, and I've mentioned them.
Fair play.
Yeah, there you go. And so it kind of reminds me of that, right? Each release was a little different. Each release had a little bit of a different style to it, but it's Acacia Strain. So, and they kept it brutal. They kept it fucking heavy. They kept it dark. You do get the 6-7 minute tracks on a couple of them. It was phenomenal, man. And I think that the creativeness of it behind it, especially now, they're not touring. They're not able to really do anything. What else are you going to do? You're going to fucking bump out 2 songs at a time. It gives you time creatively to fucking write. It's beautiful. That was my drop for today. That was my number 1.
Acacia Strain and Thrice should never be mentioned in the same sentence together.
Well, I did it. Well,
and
they
won't be because they don't tour together.
6 degrees of separation. I win, son.
Yeah, that'll be the last time they're ever mentioned on the show. Aversions Crown, Australian Alien Core. Hell will come for us all. Now, I didn't get as much of an Alien vibe from this record. However, I didn't look up every one of their records or their lyrics on the damn album to figure that out. It's definitely got more of a death metal feel than deathcore. There is a shit ton of blast beats. Like, they are blast beating the fuck out of this record. It's solid. I personally would appreciate more breakdowns because I like what they did with them in the past. But I'm a core guy. What can you expect from me?
I listened to Paradigm today. Watched the music video. It's absolutely fucking sick. It's fucking brilliant. So yeah, I'm looking forward to listening to the whole album. Very good.
Yeah, I'm an Aversions Crown fan. I liked it. I think that it is another great album. I almost want to say that it didn't have like an alien reference to it, and that's why it's not alien-esque. I'm looking that up right now, but
yeah, they might have strayed away from that. I know the past 2 records were alien shit.
Yeah, I think this does have to do with like a more of a prolific.
Aversions Crown is basically the love child of Thy Art Is Murder and Rings of Saturn. LOL. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think the new song is very Thy Art Is Murder, like especially like because the video's like quite a political feel to it and stuff as well, which reminded me a lot of Thy Art.
Thy Art was the one they did the band Acacia Strain did the split with that I was talking about. It was Thy Art Is Murder. So there you go.
Oh wow, like you remembered. You didn't remember.
Did you just Google that? Did you just Google that?
You said it, and I'm actually on Aversions Crown.
Oh yeah, he binged it. He didn't even Google it. He looked up on Bing. Another CD that I checked out. This is actually from last week, but we didn't do any CD reviews. I really fucking dig this band. Currents, the way it ends. Connecticut metalcore. These guys are fucking dope. The record's jumpy. It's bouncy. If I was a 20-something-year-old kid that's into metalcore, or God forbid a high schooler, this would be my new favorite band.
Yep.
I like the melodies they do. They don't go for the high pitched vocals that a lot of metalcore bands do. It's fairly masculine. I dig it a lot. We might actually have Currents on the show in the next coming weeks, so that would be cool. Yeah, Currents. If you like that song, if you like any of these other songs we're mentioning, I made a episode 10 playlist on Spotify so you can hear a shit ton of Ingested, and sprinkled in are some of these songs we're mentioning with these album reviews. As the Slam King laughs. Yeah, you goddamn right. I put some Ida Spoiler on there.
Nice. I love that song. Hey, I listened to that Currents song today. What's it called? I'd have to check.
They're phenomenal.
It was off the new album anyway.
Yeah, Monsters. Yeah.
Yeah. Wet as fuck, mate. I loved it. It was amazing. It was beautiful. Like, I had like goosebumps and everything. I was like, oh, this is so nice. Like,
I'm happy to hear you say that, because I know a lot of death metal guys do not like bands in that metalcore style.
The core,
like if they're not
like
shredding or being brutal or they sing, it's like, not for me.
nah, man. Have you heard our last EP that we did? We had a 2-part song on there called Eternal Kingdoms. And that sounds, it's got a lot. It's quite similar to that, like what I listened to today. Quite similar to that Currents.
The Ingested I know is brutal as fuck.
We've got more than one tool in our toolbox, mate. Not all the tools are just hammers.
They're one of those nicely racked Stanley tool racks that you can get. 250 plus tools.
Screwdrivers, spanners, everything, mate.
Did we get a Home Depot endorsement that I'm unaware of?
We might have. I will say this. What I love about Currents is they're from New England, and New England has a president for metal and metalcore as a whole.
New England doesn't have a president. We have a president for the U.S.
Precedent, whatever. They have a precedent of that sounds like I have a lisp now. You're making me say precedent, and it's making
Isn't
me sound like I have
Amir
a
from
lisp.
Connecticut?
I don't fucking know where Amir's from. I don't care where Amir's from. We're talking about Currents. Anyways, Currents is from New England.
I'm gonna Google it.
They bring the New England metal, and it's the sound that everybody's been doing for like the last 3 or 4 years, right? You have Era, you have Invent Animate, you have kind of Old North Lane-ish, right? You have this really heavy metalcore new breed sound, and I think Currents is like prime, and I think that it's good because it reminds me of when metalcore was booming, right? You had Killswitch Engage, you had all the fucking New England metal bands.
You wanted to say when metalcore was good. Just say it.
When metalcore was good, you're right. Hey, I'm being serious. When metalcore was good, when it was in its prime, 2003 to 2007.
Ew, 2003? Some of our listeners weren't even born then.
You have your New England fucking prime metalcore, and I think Currents is a representation of that currently. So fuck you, Matt. How about that?
Funny you bring up 2003 because that's the year that Amir was formed, and they are from New Fairfield, Connecticut, so I was right on that. Thanks, Wikipedia.
It's actually the year you and me met, too, so.
Oh, yeah, we did meet in 03. Oh, fun fact, I met Bryan in high school when I moved to Southern Cal and made a joke about the one-legged wrestler Zach Gowen. So if that's ever a trivia...
Hey, we're about to go hard on some wrestling, dog, so we're about to go deep, son.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready.
Yes.
Bullet Club, baby.
The only other album I have on my list, and I would never listen to this band otherwise, but I figured we needed to give the metal guy like a true metal album. And it was funny, this band is actually listed the exact same way as the next Ingested record is listed on iTunes as black metal, death metal.
Ah.
Am I pronouncing this right? Ulthar, the Providence record?
Yeah.
So this record made me want to go to church. It opens up with a circle pit immediately, and it's very blackened vocals, very nasty. They're definitely like got some black metal influence.
Yeah, it's quite old school from what I've heard.
It is.
But yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I liked it.
How did I know?
I liked his old school black metal ones, and he did a nice figure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Great.
My cat makes a sound real similar to that. I'm gonna let you know.
That was so authentic.
It was.
God damn it.
Oh man.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, he just screwed up the whole.
Hey. Oh no, he's kicking.
Someone's
switches.
asking, how do you spell the name? Ulthar, Ulthar. Your auto-tune will correct, or your autocorrect will change it into Luther, but the band is Ulthar.
Slava, what's up? Slava's from Russia. Is there any death metal in Russia, Slava?
Slaughter to Prevail. My
There you
Autumn.
go.
The death metal in Russia.
Oh, I didn't know my Autumn was.
Let's see. Abominable Putridity, Slaughter to Prevail.
Dude, Slaughter to Prevail is sick as shit. I'm definitely trying to get those guys on the show sometime. They
Yeah,
seem
Alex
fucking-
Terrible's the dude, man. I love him.
Everyone thinks that guy is cheating at vocals somehow, and he
No, he's
has
not.
all these views on his playthroughs because of it. And he's not. He's not using a filter or nothing. He's just.
He's not. I've done 2 tours with him, and he's not. He literally sounds like that. That's what it sounds like coming right out of his mouth. It's insane.
He's featured on one of your songs from
Yeah.
Architect of Extinction.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Heirs to Mankind's Atrocities.
Oh, Heirs to Mankind's Atrocities. Yes, what a lovely song. I play it every Sunday on my way to church. I dropped all my show notes. I think that about does it for album reviews. I mean, we could talk Run the Jewels or Flatbush Zombies, but they're cool. Go buy them.
Hey, the Flatbush album is phenomenal.
Flatbush, definitely backpack rap. Run the Jewels, if you support BLM, then you should definitely go pick up that Run the Jewels album. It's very good and current. Killer Mike, definitely a good speaker on the current events going on right now. So I can definitely dig that. Let's get into the interview portion.
All right.
So I was, I'm pretty sure I bothered the fuck out of him on Facebook, but I was talking to your guitarist, Sean Hines.
Yeah.
And he definitely stopped responding. Sorry, Sean, I definitely annoyed you with some shit. He told me you guys have been a band for 14 years, which I was like, oh shit, like it's been a long time. Your first record, Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering, came out in 2009. So what was it like before that record dropped? Like, what was the struggle like to be a Manchester slam band trying to make it?
Well, I mean, at first it was like we were just doing it just because we just loved death metal, like, and we just wanted to be in a metal band, and that was it. We just wanted, we'll just have like our normal lives, and we'll just do this on weekends, and like just practice and have fun and shit like that. And then the more and more we did it, the more and more like that fire just started burning inside us, and then a couple of years ago, the more we put more albums out, and then a couple of years ago we were just like, if we're gonna do this, we need to do this now. Like, and do you want to live the rest of your life wondering what if? Nah, let's do it. Like, so then we all just fucked our jobs off and like, right,
okay,
fucking road.
I feel like the start of Ingested could have been a Disney movie. Like, do you always want to wonder what if? And then stars go over your head, and
that's the trailer. We'll make a trailer.
So you got so you're the Slam King. You guys are the UK Slam Kings. What is slam? Because I have the hardest time explaining this to people. I literally have to do a sound for them. Down, 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 down. How would you describe slam?
Well, slam isn't a genre of music. It's a state of mind, I'm afraid.
Yes.
No, it's fucking like,
hey, he's got it on his knuckles. That's proof. That's proof.
It's got groove, it's got balls, it's got like a bit of bounce to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got your breakdowns and stuff, and they're all hard and like that. And then
It's just a real.
which are like, like, that's what you have to do.
Do you have any idea what you've done to the US metal scene? Because now every unsigned band is like, the riff is good, but it needs to be slammier. Like, make it slammy. Like, we're like so-and-so, but we're like way slammy now.
That's it. That's it. You gotta push it out into the ether, man, out into the universe.
Are you a fan of Slam Worldwide?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
I always check out Slam Worldwide.
That's probably the
That's
one-stop
the
shop.
best place to find all your new slam.
There you go. You said it from the king's mouth. He has spoken.
I have some fan submitted questions from a super ingested Mark named Jacob Garcia. I'm just gonna run through these because I don't know what.
To Jacob.
Yeah, shouts to Jacob, and he films the clouds. I don't know what half of this shit means, so I'm just gonna breeze through it. How do you feel about the differentiation. Damn, fuck.
Differentiation.
Differentiation between
There you go.
90s slam and modern slam. What happened for the transition to take place? For listeners who are unfamiliar with the genre, what is a good place to start? Explain the history and geographical differences in slam history.
What is this?
Dude, what an asshole to ask that. And what do you think of disfiguring the goddess and Big Chocolate? I don't know what that has to do with
how
shit.
about you give them to him one at a time? That's what I'm
All right.
talking about.
No.
Don't give them all to him in order.
Jacob doesn't deserve that.
One question.
I love him. I love him.
Yes. Do you want to meet him? Do you want to meet him?
Big
Yeah.
Chocolate?
You can meet him.
Chocolate.
Oh,
You-
Big Chocolate.
Yeah, Big Chocolate is not in your house right now. You're the wrong person. No, yeah. He just wants to bring on a super fan. It's going to fuck up the flow of the show.
What's the Big Chocolate story?
Hey?
What's the Big Chocolate story? You're a Big Chocolate fan?
Yeah. Do you know who Big Chocolate is?
Do
No,
you
he
know
was
who
asking you-
Cameron Argon is? Bryan.
No.
Okay, so that's why he doesn't get it. Anyways,
Go,
Amazing.
enlighten
Big
me.
Chocolate's his name.
Cameron Argon for Disfiguring the Goddess is also a dubstep DJ named Big Chocolate.
I knew that. I didn't know his real name. I knew that. But what's the whole point to weren't you were gonna
Jacob
elaborate,
wanted me
were
to
you not?
ask him if he liked Big Chocolate. I don't know.
Oh, I thought he was asking you to elaborate on like the
I
controversy
just
that
literally
was
do
going on.
whatever our fans ask, okay? 90s slam, modern slam, and is there any geographical difference in slam from where you are to where we are?
Yeah. So early slam, I would say, is stuff like from the 90s would be stuff like Internal Bleeding, Suffocation. I know a lot of people say that they're death metal, but I would say that is like the forefathers of what would become slam. And then late 90s, like early 2000s is when you had bands like Devourment, Disconformity, Sect of Execration, Degrade, and then around about like 2009, we put out Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering. Changed the game, didn't we? Changed the game.
Yes, you
Then
did.
we were like, oh yeah, you can hear the riffs, you can hear the drums, it's all good. So and then and then like basically after that, I'm not saying after that, like there was a few albums that came out at the same time. Abominable Putridity put one out as well. Like after that, it was like slam sort of merged a little bit, not merged, but like had more sort of more in common with the deathcore scene at the time, as in there was cleaner production, the vocals changed like towards like having more range, as in it wasn't just like toilet bowl gurgles and stuff like that, and then you were adding like mid style like aggressive growls as well as high pitched screams and stuff like that. And then basically then you've got other bands like Vulvodynia with Indestruction, Signs of the Swarm, like all just taking
Signs of the Swarm is sick.
like, and now look at the scene. It's fucking amazing. So so yeah, that's pretty much that's a very, very brief history of slam, I would say.
Is there
Very-
any
Could
Is
say
there
it-
any like
like,
distinct
okay,
differences in slam over there? Wait, no, over there than it is to over here?
American sort slam is very
Boring.
more-
You could say it. Say it, bro.
no. I like I'm not saying anything bad.
Whoa,
I'm trying to say the differences between. It's like American slam is more loose, I would say. Is more loose rather than like European slam, I would say, is very more like systematic, if you know what I mean, like bam, 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 bam. Whereas like American slam
Very defined.
is a lot
very-
looser and has like a more
doesn't follow like a structure, a rigid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's looser and doesn't follow instructions. Sounds like my ex.
Oh no.
So, as the vocalist for UK Slam Metal Kings Ingested, where does your brutality come from? Were you hugged as a child? Is there some sort
Whoa.
of trauma? Where do these brutal lyrics come from?
Some PTSD. What is it?
I don't know. I mean, like on the first album, which is where all our grim lyrics are. We wrote that when we were like 18 years old. I think Sam might have been like 16 or 17. So at the time, we were just like listening to Cannibal Corpse and Devourment and all that kind of stuff. And then it's like you want to outdo the bands that you look up to, if you know what I mean. So you like read their lyrics and you're like, oh, that's horrible. I can write something more horrible than that. Like, and then you just do it. Like, so yeah, it was more like that first album was more about being the most horrible, basically, like out Cannibal Corpse and Cannibal Corpse. Like, but now as we've like matured, like, and grown up as like musicians and songwriters, like all the lyrics and stuff now are like more, they're very personal. Like we write off our own personal experiences and then you put it in a metaphorical way so that the listener, like whoever's reading the lyrics, like can decide for themselves what it's about. Like I want the people who listen to our music to read the lyrics and listen to the words and put your own meaning to it and connect to it, and then the song is whatever you want it to be about. Like, do you know what I mean?
Open interpretation.
Yeah, totally.
One of the most unique things about the lyrics that I see in Ingested is that they come from a place of like great ego or arrogance, like bow before me type shit.
Yeah.
But you often say we. So is this supposed to be like referring to the band as a whole, like we are your kings, bow down to us type of shit?
No, it's about us.
Humanity?
People.
Like,
it's all about self-empowerment. Like, you know, you might think, oh, you know, ego, blah, 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 and all this shit. Like, he's got this on his fucking knuckles. He's wearing that on his head, like, whatever. And it's not about that. It's not about ego. It's about self-empowerment. It's about standing up for yourself and believing in yourself. And when someone tells you you can't do something or you're not good enough, you tell them, fuck you, and then you show them why they're wrong. That's what that's about, basically.
That's fucking heavy, bro.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I cried a little bit during
legit,
that. That was beautiful.
Man. And so, let me ask you this, man. For being a band that's got a message like that, right? And you guys have a fucking track record. What's the keys to success? You know, you mentioned having to go from the having fun and it's just about hanging out to taking it serious and going all in. Can you describe when that transition was and what's, you know, kept you on that path to just keep getting bigger and better?
Well, it was we were at a tipping point. Basically, we were all touching 30, and we were like, look, we can't. Like, I've got kids, like Sean has as well, and you know, like Lynn's got like his own house as well, and we've all got bills and rent and shit to pay, and like, you know, dependents and stuff. Like, we can't just keep like going on like this where it's all like, you know, you get a job and then, oh, the band's got a really good tour, shit, I can't get the time off work, I'm either going to miss the tour or I'm going to have to quit this job again. And do you know what I mean? And then it's like you put everything in jeopardy to do something that you only do every now and again. So we were just like, look, if we're going to do this, we've got to do this. So like, we've got to go for it. So that was basically it. We were like, right, it's now or never. And it was what we've all always wanted to do, really. Like, who doesn't want to be in a fucking metal band?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to go around the world playing fucking shows and shit? It's
right.
Awesome. So yeah, we were like, look, if we don't do it, we're never going to do it. Like, so we just went for it, and we haven't looked back since. Really, we just smashing the road and putting out fucking sick albums and sick music.
Fuck yeah, you are, man. You are, and it's consistent too. And it's the train's going. Like, it's very evident that you guys are going to be nonstop. So it's fucking working for sure.
It makes me even more pissed off that the pandemic happened, because I probably would have seen you by now. I've yet to see you guys live. Like, you tour the U.S. when I'm on tour, and it doesn't work out. I hate myself for that.
We'll cross paths, bro. Don't you worry.
Lyrically, what is your favorite song and why? And do you have any lyrics that you may regret now?
The lyrics that I really like, well, not that I really like, but the lyrics that have the most impact on me are probably Last Rites from The Level Above Human. Like that song's like, fuck it, that's deep. Like, makes me feel power sad, that one. The lyrics that I regret, I don't really regret any. Like, I mean, there's some songs on that first album where you're like, oh Jesus Christ, like, you can't regret it. It's made you the band that you are. Do you know what I mean? It might be like a song like Beetle Mush, which is pretty fucking horrible. Like the lyrics in it are pretty fucking horrible. When we did that 10-year anniversary tour, and I was reading through some of the lyrics just to make sure I remembered the songs and that, I was like, oh God, am I really gonna get up on stage and say this? Fucking like, but then you're like, well, you know, it was fucking 10 years ago. We were kids. We were trying to be gross. Is what it is, isn't it? Like,
did you preface any songs that way? Hey guys, our bad. We wrote this when we were like 16. We're just fucking go into it.
You can't do that, can you? It's like, because if you do that, then you're saying like, right, I shouldn't be playing this. And if you think you're playing it, then why are you playing it? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's there. Ode. It's on a fucking CD. Yes, it's gross. Yes, it's awful. But it's there, isn't it? Like. What do you want me to do about it?
You can't ignore it at this point. Sorry.
Yeah, so there's no point fucking regretting it. Like, what do you think? Cannibal Corpse? Do you think Corpse Grinder sits there going, oh, that song? Like, oh, Butchered at Birth. That's a bit. Ooh. Like, no, does he fuck? Because it's the same as a horror film. It's the same as a fucking horror film. Like, fucking John Carpenter's not sat there worrying about the thing, is he? Or being sad that he made a film about fucking Michael Myers going around killing babysitters. He doesn't sit there crying about it, so I'm not going to cry about it either.
Beautiful. Shouts to all our live watchers right now. Nick Orostrovsky, I'm sorry if I butchered that. Cal Richards is from Wolverhampton, so we got the UK in here represented. Robert Laidlaw says, I've seen these guys like 8 times. They fucking demolish every time.
Cheers, Rob.
Not very surprising there. Do you have any good stories of like being a vocalist in a brutal death metal band where like people might think you're crazy because of the shit you write, or they just stereotype you in some stupid way?
No, not really. I mean, like most people, like usually I'll get like, oh, this guy's got a big ego. This guy's like an arrogant whatever. But most people, like when they speak to me or meet me, like realize that that's absolutely not the fucking case. Like, so yeah, I'm just pretty boring, to be honest. As far as like weird stories, like vocalist stories go, like I remember I've thrown up on stage a few times.
Yes.
But in the middle of a song and shit. Like once was I was really fucking hungover, like years ago. This was like 2010. I think we were on a tour with Black Dahlia Murder in Europe.
Yes.
It was our first tour. Like we were all like, what, fucking 20 years old. So first tour, you're on a tour bus, you go fucking loopy, don't you? Like there's beer everywhere. Like, so I'd overdone it the night before, was fucking rough as a bear's ass. We're playing this show, and halfway through a song, I do this like really big, like guttural, and like my stomach, I can feel my stomach churning, and then all like, you know, when you get all saliva like going down the inside of your thing, and then I just ran behind Lynn's drum kit while they're still playing the song, and just started throwing up everywhere. Then had to go back on stage and just carry on and finish the set, like while all my throat's burning because of all the sick. It was fucking grim. And another time I threw up on stage was because Lynn farted. True story.
Oh.
True story. It was that bad. It was that bad.
I was about to call you a champion for fucking puking on stage. But I don't know about now, dude. Oh no. Oh no.
Dude.
Farted. Wow.
Oh, that's...
Oh shit.
That's fucking ugly.
Are you sure he didn't shit himself? Fuck.
No, just a fart. Like just a mere fart.
Anybody else impacted by the fart, or just you? You're the only casualty?
I think John smelled it and was like, absolutely horrendous. But yeah, on me it was just like, no, like throwing up.
Wow.
That sounds like a Sam Calvin fart, who is a friend of mine from Huddersfield, who actually submitted some British-related questions for you. I have no idea what these mean, even less than before, so pardon my ignorance. Tea cake or bap?
Ooh, tea cake.
Scone or scone?
Scone. It's got an E on the end.
Bits or scraps?
Bits.
I have no fucking idea what this means. Nick Grimshaw or Greg James?
Greg James.
Oh my god, what the hell is that?
They're DJs, radio DJs.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't give me any context. I guess it's funnier that way. Man U or Man City?
Man U.
Is
Manchester.
anybody a City fan out there? They're not, huh?
My dad's a City fan.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
He's the only one, so it's all right.
British Bulldog or Will Ospreay?
Will Ospreay.
All right, so we're in good company. Do you watch NXT UK?
I did when it was on.
When it was taping, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Real good product.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that they've closed it down in it, but what can you do? So
it's not closed. It's just on hiatus. They're coming back. They're going to be taping again. They announced that they canceled one date, but it's going to come back. I think. Don't you guys have like stricter precautions than we do for the pandemic?
I think they're loosening up on them now. They're starting
right.
to loosen it down a bit now. Like family members are allowed to like go and visit other houses and stuff now.
So we live in Texas, and we can go to the bar without a mask right now, and nobody will say shit because it's fucking Texas, and no one gives a shit who dies.
Hey, but plot twist, there is a fucking gigantic spike, so hold on.
Shh. Bullshit, okay? We don't talk pandemic on this show. We're not a smart show.
You brought it up.
I didn't bring shit up. And you're a gamer. You like playing games, right?
Yeah.
Goody. Because we're going to play a game called What's It Mean?
Okay.
I'm going to read you some ingested lyrics, and you're going to tell us what the hell it means. Invidious. We can't stab your back if it's against the wall. We don't do betrayal because we've got it all. 5 brothers who will never fall. We rewrote the game, and yet you've made us crawl. Poor choices, rookie mistakes, bored with the bullshit. We won't fuck with the fakes. Hardest cunts slamming right in your face. Bring more contenders. We will erase. How were you feeling when you wrote that song?
Well, I didn't actually write that one. Sam wrote that one. Sam wrote that one. But I can guess how he was feeling. Like our relationship with the scene sometimes has been a bit rocky in places. Like sometimes it's like we felt like when we were coming up, like in the underground, we kind of felt like, you know, everyone was like, yeah. And then as soon as we signed to Siege of Amida and then put out our first album, like a lot of people were like, oh, fuck these guys. Fuck these guys.
Hey, that's gross. That's everybody.
That's every band.
That's fucking gross.
And then like,
that's everybody.
Yeah. So basically we've kind of, we've always kind of had to kick doors in.
Fuck yeah.
Rather than have them opened for us, so to speak.
Yes.
Like, we've never really been a hype band or anything. So it's like, we've been told no a lot. And we've just got to the point now where it's like, if you tell us no, like I said before, we're just going to tell you, fuck off. I'm going to tell you that, yeah, we're doing this because we believe that our music is as good as we think it is. Like, so yeah, fuck you, basically.
You storm in and you claim your thrones.
You tell us we can't do it. So
I didn't go to prom, so I've been told no quite a bit as well. The next song I thought was interesting. Skinned and Fucked. She begs, so I break her fucking neck. Conflicting personalities, they haunt me. But I cannot see. Blinded instinct forces me to kill. Tied up, gagged up, and bound. Asses up, faces down. Resist, sodomy. Virgin ass bleeds for me. Hacked up, slashed up, fucked up, smashed up. Scrape the shit out of her ass and stuff it right up her cunt. When did you know you wanted to write a love song?
Well, I've always been a sensitive guy.
Oh yes, it shows. It shows.
You know.
Are you married?
It's like when we wrote that, it was literally like put yourself in the mind of the worst human being possible.
Yeah.
I would say you nailed that.
Who, like, what is the worst fucking thing you can think of? And then write that song from that guy's point of view.
Down on her knees so I can kick out her teeth so she can't bite my rancid cock. Are you married? You have a girlfriend or something, don't you?
Yes, I am actually. Yes,
that's
not married yet, but
that's just beautiful. What does she think of your material?
Oh, she sees it for what it is. Like, you know what I mean? It's fucking. It's like we said before. It's no more than fucking horror movies, is it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we all like horror movies. So
I've understood that, but it's always funny to me that normies or people on the outside, they don't understand death metal. So if they were to see an Ingested lyric video, they'd be, this isn't music.
Oh, yeah.
What is this?
Well, that's just anyone who's
not
like,
cool.
I can understand why people would be offended by that. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not. I'm not an idiot. Like, do you know what I mean?
Do you also have a favorite serial killer by chance? I'm just curious if you do.
Well, you don't really. Well,
you a Gacy fan?
You have a favorite. Who's the best? Like, is that what you have? Like,
yeah. Who
on
did
a
the
10-point
job
system.
proper? Who did the job real proper?
Count or
who just did it the most proper? You know, who went about it the way?
Who did it the most tasteful?
Yeah.
The most interesting for me would be Ted Bundy.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Like, this is a man who, like, would appear to be very eloquent, very well read, very polite, very charming, good looking fella as well. And yet behind all that was an absolute fucking animal. Like,
is that the one that Justin
Zach than like a killer clown like John Wayne Gacy? He looks scary. You know what?
Didn't Zac Efron play him in a movie?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
that's just adorable.
As him, you know, it was like quite uncanny. It was really, really like a really good like impersonation of him.
According to Robert Laidlaw, Harold Shipman has one of the highest kill counts in history. I don't know who Harold Shipman is, but apparently he's a motherfucker. Yeah,
he was a family GP from just up the road from where I live.
Oh shit!
And I think they know for a fact that he killed at least 100. I think.
Whoa!
They think he could have killed like 300, maybe more. But basically, he was like poisoning his elderly patients and then forging bills and stuff.
Oh,
and
wow!
Like, literally about 10 minutes away from where I am right now.
Big shouts to Harold Shipman and the Shipman family.
It's fucking nuts.
Hey, is Jack the Ripper as popular in the fucking UK as it is here, or what?
Oh yeah, if you go to London and you go down to like Whitechapel and stuff like that, they still do like Jack the Ripper walks.
Is there any like leads? You guys got any leads? Anybody figuring that shit out or what?
I think they kind of figured out who it was, or maybe not figured out because obviously they're never going to be able to.
Yeah.
They had some kind of idea that some new evidence came up, and it was like the Queen's physician, or it was a painter, or something, or an architect. I can't remember.
Shit, some dope shit. All right, cool.
We don't know for sure. Like,
awesome.
You know what I mean? But they're just saying could be that guy. So
you know, just got to keep up on my British killers. You know what I'm saying?
If it has nothing to do with Whitechapel, then I really don't care.
Don't get fucked.
So last one, Dead Seraphic Forms, the new song, beautiful song. I believe this was written about a vacation you had to the Swiss Alps.
Yes,
no one else, no one new. When none are worthy, all are dead seraphic forms. Try your best, we are few. It's time for you to pay us what we're due. You're just another step towards the paradise we seek. Unbreakable, dragged through the glass, we're invincible. Stronger than ever, unbreakable. Together we're flawless. It's no surprise that you fucking adore us.
Yeah. So
that hits a nerve.
Yeah. It's fucking no one else, no one new. So it's like recently we lost our bassist. He left the band, and we decided to not replace him. So we're just gonna carry on as a 4-piece because we never one of our like the big things for us was that we were always the same guys from the very beginning, and like we didn't want to lose that or bring in another element like this late into our career. So although we've got Dom Gramard performing bass on the album, we're just going to continue as a 4-piece. Dom's done an amazing fucking job on the album, by the way, as well. Like the bass on the album sounds insane. And so the No One Else, No One New is like, you know, we're doing this as a 4 now. Like, so, you know, and yeah, like Unbreakable, like Invincible, like when we're all together and we're with our fans and we're in that, on that stage and the pit's in front of us, all of us together, no one can stop us. No one. Like, that's it. Like, we're tearing that fucking place apart, us and the fans.
There's something to be said about metal bands that keep the core members together. Like, if you have a metal band that's been around for 10 years and they haven't lost any members, they're probably going to be around for 20 more years. So I'm stoked to hear that you guys have that philosophy and you keep that.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you can tell us about this new record?
Yeah, I can tell you the guest vocalists on it.
Ah, is it me? It's not me. Who is it?
Nah, it's Bryan.
Sup, baby? Plot twist.
We've got Matt Honeycutt from Kublai Khan.
Oh,
Texas.
dope.
Yeah, baby. Love
Dope.
Kublai Khan so much.
Dope. You
Yeah,
guys toured
they
with them.
have
You
a
guys toured
killer
with them.
following out here.
Yeah,
the
you guys went on tour with them for a bit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And because we did the Despised Icon tour
Yeah,
with
you did.
Kublai Khan,
Yeah,
and
you did. You
other than
came
the
through
Kublai
Austin.
guys, we just gelled, man. So yeah, we had to get Matt on it, and we've got Vincent from Acacia Strain on there.
Fuck yes, you do, son.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course you do. That's so beautiful. Full circle.
That's gonna be the nastiest song on the record, right?
full circle.
It's so good. It's awesome. I fucking love that song. And then we've got Kirk Winstein from Crowbar as well.
Wow.
Oh wow, that'll be interesting.
The song with him on is I love it. It's amazing. It's like
Crowbar's had like a little renaissance lately. Like they're like back in the forefront. I like it.
they're awesome, man. I love Crowbar, man. I listen to Crowbar all the time. Well, we all do in Ingested. Like we slept on him for so long as well. Like, and then we did a tour with them, and we were just like, these are one of the greatest bands that I've ever heard. Like, why are we only just getting into them? This is ridiculous. So yeah, we dropped the ball on Crowbar for a very long time.
Honestly, there's a lot of people like that right now. Like Crowbar is kind of an older crowd. I know a lot of their fans tend to be older, but they're like right now they're appealing to the young crowd. A lot of people are going for them. They're like current. They're doing shit. I think that's cool. Oh my God, you just dropped like some fucking gems on us. I didn't read that anywhere else on the internet.
Exclusives, beautiful.
That's exclusives. So now we can talk wrestling.
Oh yeah.
What do you watch? Who do you like? What's really good?
I watch AEW and NXT.
So no WWE.
I keep up to date with what happens on SmackDown.
But it's
and
not
Raw,
that good.
but I don't watch it because I just think it's shit, basically.
It's not that good.
Yeah, it's just like
We share the same sentiments.
what blows my mind about WWE is how can you have that many world-class professional wrestlers and do fuck all with them?
Yep.
If you can't, you don't have
Vince, because they still
Let
hold him by
them
the
go.
balls.
Like, let them go somewhere else. They could go to AEW. They could go to Ring of Honor, fucking NWA. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
they could go anywhere. They could go to Japan.
Luckily, they did do that with a lot of the guys that they just released.
Recently, yeah.
I know, like the Revival's now FTR. They're over at AEW. I'm stoked for that. This autographed Young Bucks picture right here actually says FTR on it for "Fuck the Revival," and now it stands for Fear the Revolt. So go figure. It seems like AEW has like the most exciting shit. Like you don't know what to expect. They debut new people. Brian Cage is there now. FTR is there. There's about to be a hell of a lot more there. Do you keep up with the British scene and all like the British wrestlers? I did see that Jimmy Havoc is a fan of you guys on Twitter. Have you ever met him?
No, I didn't know he's a fan of us on Twitter.
I tried to get his attention.
What?
Yeah, it didn't work. Jimmy Havoc follows you on Twitter, and I think
I didn't know that.
I don't know if Kip Sabian does, but I feel like some other British wrestler digs you too.
Well, we know Eric Rowan. Well,
he's hard.
Dope.
Big metalhead.
Yeah, he's in the video for Dead Seraphic Forms. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's got his mask on. You know the lamb face.
Oh my god! Yeah, he's going by Eric Redbeard now.
Yeah,
that's fucking hard.
Him and Dolph Ziggler came to see us. That we did in Vienna. I'm not joking.
That's awesome. That's so cool. That's great.
Dolph listens to Ingested. I didn't know that.
I think he just went with Eric.
I would love to know if he was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Dude, he's probably a secret slam head. He's a secret slammy for sure. For sure.
Yeah,
he's got it. His name's Dolph Ziggler. Of course he's into slams.
Honestly, I don't think he has that many slams in his repertoire, dude. He's more of like
bomb
like
guy.
A face buster.
Bomb guy.
He's more of like a face buster guy.
Great. He's the greatest seller since Shawn Michaels.
He's the second coming of Shawn Michaels. The super kick, the hair.
Do you know what the problem is with Dolph Ziggler is? He's too good at selling. He's too good at it. So they always put him in with whoever they're pushing because he'll make anyone look amazing because he's that good.
He did it to Ricochet. The problem with Dolph Ziggler is Vince McMahon. Vince doesn't respect him.
The problem with WWE is Vince McMahon, if I'm being honest. If I'm being real.
About that.
Yeah.
Do you know Marty Scurll? He's from over there.
I don't know him, no, but I really, really like his work.
Oh man, you're our connection to the UK wrestling world, dude. We're counting on you to know these people.
And I think the last UK wrestling show I went to was Future Shock in Stockport because I live in a town called Stockport in Manchester. And
Future Shock, who put that on?
That Jack Gallagher used to be at Future Shock. So did Drew McIntyre, I think.
Drew is a beast.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in Future Shock as well. That might be where he got the name for that for the DDT that he used to do. He used to do Future Shock DDT.
Oh, that's right, the Future Shock DDT. Yeah. I've seen a little bit of his work in Scotland. What is it? ICW?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put on some real good shit.
He did not Defiant. He did What Culture Pro Wrestling as well.
What's the other one over there? Is it Progress?
Progress, yeah.
A lot of good shit in Progress. Zack Sabre Jr. Oh,
he's fucking amazing. He wrestles for New Japan as well.
Yeah, New Japan's got some killer talent. They start up. What day is it? They start up on the 16th.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to be back wrestling, so that's going to be fun. They're going straight into the New Japan Cup, so your heroes, Will Ospreay, Zack Sabre will all be there.
Did they announce the brackets yet or no?
Yeah, they announced that it's coming back. I need to renew my subscription and pay 999 yen a month.
Yeah, they're gonna get that cheddar, that yen cheddar.
It's only $9.81, or like 12 squid over there.
Yeah. It's worth it. It's worth it.
It definitely is worth it. Bryan, do you have any more questions for our guest? Because I could talk wrestling all fucking night.
In your opinion, first of all, how high regards do you hold William Regal by chance?
William Regal?
Yeah.
I think technically is one of the greatest wrestlers of the past 30 years, probably. Cool. He's another guy you could put in with anybody, and he can make them look like a million quid. Like
Steven Regal or William Regal?
William
the
Regal.
working man.
Yeah, sir. William Regal.
Yeah, it's got to be William Regal, man.
He was very proper. He was proper then. He wasn't
Lord.
the workings man. Yeah,
Yeah.
he wasn't the working with the construction hat. Get out of here. What a weird
Oh,
gimmick.
that was terrible.
What a weird gimmick. Who is your favorite British wrestler or European wrestler even? Doesn't have to be.
My favorite British wrestler at the moment would be Will Ospreay.
Okay.
I love Pete Dunne though.
Favorite all time.
Oh, Pete Dunne is
Dunne's
sick.
Pete Dunne's amazing. The bruiserweight, mate. Love him.
I just snapped my own finger for Pete Dunne. That was great.
We heard it. I heard that. We legitimately broke your finger.
I didn't mean to.
Who's your favorite all time fave?
Probably William Regal. If it was
Wow. Hey, I applaud that. I'm a huge William Regal fan,
talking
so I
British
applaud that.
wrestling, my favorite all-time wrestler of
Yeah.
all time
Yeah.
is Triple H.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I applaud that.
Nobody says that, but you and me, dude.
I love him. Like remember back, right? Do you remember when he first injured himself, like really badly? And
With Kurt Angle trying to do the pedigree on the table.
he came back, and it was that return when like he came back as the Game, and he had like the leather jacket and the cut off denim, and he came out and he had all his hair wet, and he's like pouring the bottle on, and he's like.
Wasn't that after he tore his quad,
Like,
right?
Look at my arms, man. I've got goosebumps talking about.
Yeah. I love.
And he completed wrestling.
Yeah.
He completed it. Platinum trophy wrestling. He married Vince McMahon's daughter.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
He's
he
won.
did. Yeah, he got. Yeah.
Every
yeah.
trophy there
He's
is
got-
to have.
He's in the company. He's part of it.
He's the
forever.
COO.
And hey, check this out. This is when I gain respect from Triple H the most. When they had the clique breaking up, right? You had Shawn Michaels as the champion. Triple H took all that heat. He was originally supposed to win the King of the Ring that Stone Cold won, right? He was originally slated to win that tournament and have his shoot to stardom, but the whole clique breakup happened, so they shelved him for like 2 fucking years.
Because he was the only one that Vince could punish because everyone else left and Shawn was Shawn.
Yes, you couldn't fucking punish Shawn McMichaels and Shawn Michaels. I know, I fucked up. Shawn
Randy McMichael, Deborah McMichael.
I'm on a tangent right now. And then you
Steve
fucking have
McMichael?
fucking Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. They're already gone. So you take it out on Triple H and you fucking punish him and you give him like this. I mean, I know that the whole Hunter Hearst Helmsley gimmick, it's fine. But then you actually allow him and Shawn Michaels to be who they want to be and basically tell network television to fuck you. We're going to do what we want, to then basically owning wrestling. He went from being on the biggest shit list there was at the time to dominating it all and owning it, which is fucking bananas. So a fucking great pick.
I feel like more people shit on Triple H because of that whole, like, he kind of runs the company, and there was a long stretch for like a year where he didn't get beat at all.
Hey, he won.
Yeah. The Reign of Terror.
Yeah, the Reign of Terror. Yes, thank you. To me, Triple H is also my favorite wrestler, kind of by committee, because when I got into wrestling and where he really got big and popular was that whole era that I was watching it. And so he was the ultimate heel. I mean, I don't know anyone that was hated more than him for a longer time. And when he came back from that injury, he was kind of like loved for a minute and then fucking hated again.
Yeah, I agree.
What's your favorite match? You got a favorite match?
Favorite match ever?
Yeah.
Stone Cold versus The Rock at WrestleMania X7.
Yes, dude.
Wow.
Yes, the exact same one. Yes.
Nobody liked that ending, dude.
Yes, and you know what?
That's why it was so perfect.
Two greatest moments.
Amazing.
Yes, and the 2 greatest moments in my mind of Stone Cold's legacy, the night after that, when he comes out to a pop. People really expected the fan base to be mad at Stone Cold. He came out to a pop. That was number 2, only to the horrible storyline of them having Stone Cold be the leader of the Alliance. And then the night after the Alliance loses, he comes out in the opening segment to probably the biggest pop Stone Cold had over the last 5 years, right? Like, you just expected people to hate Stone Cold? Fuck you. Are you kidding me? Greatest match of all time.
Yeah.
Greatest match of all time.
Absolutely.
I like how the crowd didn't even know what to do because they weren't ready for a Stone Cold heel turn. Shouts to
the genius of it, though. That was the genius of it, because it was like, what had you had ingrained into you? Stone Cold hates Vince McMahon.
A handshake and no stunner. You expected a stunner, no stunner. He walked away. Up the ramp, gone. No stunner. He didn't come back. He just left.
I remember watching that live, and I freaked out. But now I look back on it and I'm like, it was fucking genius.
Brilliant.
Fucking genius.
Yes, it was. Absolutely. Yes, it was.
Good to know Stone Cold still regrets that. I think that's kind of funny. Shouts to all our live watchers that have stuck with us. Quinn Martin seems to figure out Bryan. I like how much Bryan lingers on the word bananas when he gets going about something. Bananas. He's caught on to your bullshit. Shouts to Cal Richards with the biggest dick in Wolverhampton. He said, give me a hell yeah. Kane as the dentist made me laugh. Sir Isaac Yankum.
Yankum. Yeah.
Terrible gimmick. Nick Ortrovsky. Nick Ortrovsky doesn't seem to be a big wrestling fan. I do kind of like wrestling. It's just that I never really get a chance to watch it, so I don't know.
You a giant Haystacks fan?
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, I was hoping you would tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
How mad are you at the band It Lives, It Breathes for doing Will Ospreay's theme song before you got a chance to?
Honestly, right? Honestly, having one of our tunes as a wrestler's entrance music, that's like my personal like goal.
Fuck yeah.
I have to have it at some point because it's like, yes, like imagine like hearing your music while a wrestler walks down that fucking ramp and all the lights are going off and shit. That's like literally the coolest thing I can think of.
You've done two things to set that in motion. You said Triple H was your favorite, and he's the metalhead in charge to do that. And you're friends with Eric Redbeard, who would make sense to have Ingested as his theme a hell of a lot more than Will Ospreay, because let's face it, Will's too pretty for Ingested to be his theme song.
Yeah, you're trying to say we're not pretty?
I mean, I guess the Divine Right of Kings is pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking heavy. Pretty
fucking brutal, mate. I have had an absolute blast. Is there anything we could possibly bother the almighty Slam King with before we leave?
Hey, nothing's no bother, mate. I'm all good. I'm just happy to be here, fam.
I'll be real with you. If you came on here and had a huge fucking ego and was like, I want you to address me as a Slam King, I wouldn't have been surprised or really cared. I would have still done it.
We were fully planning on having to do that, actually. So
no.
We were.
I was going to bow down and like kneel the camera down and shit.
All that shit you talk about in Skin and Fucked, Matt was ready to take one for the team. He was ready to go all
really?
out. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
yeah,
man,
I'll do it.
Ready to go, yeah.
Outside of Ingested, we know you got the Twitch channel, man. What do you got going on with that, and where can they find all that?
Yeah, so the Twitch channel, we I started that about a month ago. We just ended our first month. It's going really well. We've got like an amazing community that's growing on there. Awesome. We've got Discord. Yeah, we've got Death Metal on the fucking brain. Discord as well. We've got a Discord server as well. But yeah, it's going fantastic. We get on there. We play games. We get people in the chat involved in games as well. That's really cool. So, and then on Sundays, we get the Ingested guys on, and then we do like a little sort of like AMA interactive podcast sort of thing.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's going really well. Like it's fun.
Where can they find that?
That's at twitch.tv/the_slam_king.
So exactly like his display name right now.
Yeah. Exactly like his name. Perfect.
Like this.
That is also his Twitter name. This is my Twitter name. Wait.
There we go.
That's Bryan's Twitter's name.
There we go.
Yep, that thing.
And then,
something.
Do you have a release date for Where Only Gods May Tread?
Yes. So the release date is August the 14th.
Oh, that's so long from now. God.
But we've got that. Well, all that means is that the longer it is until it comes out, just means that we're gonna have to bring out some more new music, doesn't it?
Fuck yeah!
But yeah, that comes out on August the 14th through Unique Leader Records. You can pre-order it from Indie Merch Store, ingested.co.uk, and there's also a very limited edition Bone Splatter variant LP. It's limited to like 200 copies, and you can get it at Gimme Radio.
I saw that vinyl. It looks sick as shit. I probably won't be able to get one now.
Yeah, they're going fast, man. We had to like fucking do like reorders and shit because the pre-orders were like selling so quick, man. So yeah, it's like the reaction so far has been fucking amazing. It's been amazing. Like honestly, our fans are the best.
And
like,
if you have iTunes or Spotify, you can pre-save the album.
Pre-save it.
And that means it'll download to your phone as soon as it's released, featuring all the sick shit that Jason has talked about so far. I'm stoked for it. You can hear me talking plenty of shit at this terrible Twitter name I have printed right here. I hate the scene, where the A in hate is an 8 because some son of a bitch took my name. If you want to find me on Instagram, TikTok, or your local convenience store at iHateTheScene, we are at iHateTheScene.com. We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/iHateTheScene. It's pretty fucking easy. Google it. You'll find everything. We are on every podcast platform imaginable. We are not as cool as Joe Rogan, so we don't make any money from Spotify. Subscribe to everything. Rate, review, unsubscribe, resubscribe again. Get your friends to subscribe. Get your metalhead friends to subscribe. We've had like a long slew of like more poppy, like girly sounding bands. So this is the most brutal guest we've had yet. So I'm super stoked you came on.
The Slam King, sir. The Slam King.
Well, thank you for having me, guys. I really, really appreciate it. It's been a laugh.
It's been fun as shit. Check out the Slam King. Ingested's new record's due out in August. I will be impatiently waiting for it as well. Where only gods may tread.
August 14th, indie merch store, ingested.co.uk.